Welcome to Wilson's channel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another podcast episode. This is Chat with Wilson, specifically episode 9, featuring Joey J. Dizzles. Welcome in, Joey.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. What's up, everybody? We have a live audience here. You guys can't see if you're watching from YouTube, but shout outs to everyone that's tuning in on Twitch. We do have 2 special commands for every podcast episode. So the first one is exclamation podcast. It is basically a summary of why I host these episodes. It's just for me to get to know my friends on a more personal level and just to hear about their life experiences, since everybody lives different lives. And we got exclamation guest, which is a direct link to Joey's Twitch channel. She is a fellow streamer, so I'd appreciate it if you guys could drop by the stream, say what's up. Yeah, that's exclamation guest. And yeah, before we get started, I guess we could do like a little quick icebreaker, you know, just to get the nerves out.
Okay.
How does that sound?
All right.
Okay. What does Kermit mean to you?
Oh my. I love Kermit. Guys, hold on. My wallpaper on my phone is Kermit. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it's
looking out the
Kermit
window or something?
Yeah, he's looking out of a plane.
Oh, what's the significance? Like, why do you like Kermit?
I just relate to Kermit so much. You know, he's a vibe. Where did I put? Oh, can I show the stream?
Yeah, go for it. You're gonna get Kermit, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Kermit.
We love Kermit. It's not even cozy. All right, this is a little show and tell segment, guys. Joey's showing us why she loves Kermit.
Okay. So Ali and Smockers got this for me for my birthday, and it's a Kermit backpack.
Hey, we saw Kermit in one of the vlogs that I made recently for Millennium Trilogy, so you guys could see that, because we also celebrated Joey's birthday for that event.
Yeah.
Okay,
but I love Kermit so much. My entire Spotify playlist, the themes are all Kermit if you look at the cover photos.
How did this happen? Like, you were just a kid or something and you just saw Kermit and that was like love at first sight, or what?
Do you know Pepe the Frog?
Pepe?
Yeah, you know Pepe the Frog.
Have
you seen that frog before?
I don't think so. I could look it up, but what about?
Okay, so back in high school, me and my group of friends were called like the Petty Pepes. So I think my obsession with frogs stemmed from there, and then Kermit became like a meme, but such a cute meme. You know those like really cute Kermit memes? Oh, I love those ones.
Like the sad one and stuff?
Yeah, like the velvety Kermits with like the little they look like a plush doll. Yeah, those Kermit memes are so cute.
I remember you showed me some too, like during the car ride. And, okay, Pepe the Frog, I thought it was a Twitch thing, not gonna lie. Whatever. Boomer stuff. Okay, so
second one right now. Okay, hold on. Wilson, I'll send you an example of the Kermits I'm talking about.
So this has been a long time then.
Yeah,
and now you have a backpack.
I know. Thank you, Ali. Like this type of Kermit, so cute in my opinion. So cute.
So, by any chance, is your favorite color green then?
No, my favorite color is yellow.
Okay, I did not expect that. Okay, that was a little quick icebreaker just to start things off here. But we're gonna get right into it, Joey. We're gonna talk about your life. There's various topics, okay? Feel free to go into as much detail as you'd like, as long as you're cool with it. Okay, don't feel forced. And you could always ask me questions too, or just we could talk about anything.
Okay.
So let's start things off with an introduction. Please tell everyone who you are and just like describe yourself.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Joey. My Twitch is jdizzles, and I just turned 25, and I live in Canada. Um,
Hey, got to celebrate with you. Let's go.
woo! And I don't know what else to say. A little bit about myself. Um,
Personality, maybe?
Personality. I think I'm funny. Like, maybe my sense of humor is like a little off, but I think I'm fucking hilarious. So, slay.
Would you say you're more of an introvert or an extrovert?
I think I'm an introverted extrovert. So like I'm very very shy at first and like I get really bad anxiety meeting new people. But
Hmm.
like once I've met them a few times and I like start talking with them, I think I'm more extroverted.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So, would you like do better in like group settings or one-on-one for conversating?
Oh, I think it depends on how close I am with them. Probably group setting first then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, for sure. And guys, thank you for tuning into the podcast. By the way, appreciate it. We're just getting started right now. All right. So, what are like some of your other hobbies and interests? Like, we will talk about your streaming, like career and
Yeah.
everything. But what do you like to do?
Um I really like sleeping and I like to go to the gym, but I haven't had time to go
Games.
to the gym lately. But I enjoy going to the gym. Back in high school, I used to be very athletic, so I played sports growing up, and yeah, I work a lot. That's about it. I also danced for 13, 14 years when I was younger.
Dang, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of years. Why'd you stop dancing?
Um,
Just like got
I
busy.
s- yeah, so I stopped dancing when I was in I think the 10th grade when I was like 16 because I got really busy with everything else that I was doing.
Hmm.
And I just also lost interest in dance at that point, so I stopped.
Oh, but you're still doing like sports during that time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna deep dive from the beginning, right? So we're gonna talk about what life was like growing up for you. Can you explain that? Maybe mention like basically your childhood and how you were raised.
Okay. So I have an older brother and a older sister, but me and my sister I think are third wait, I think maybe 15, 14 years apart. So it's a really big
Wow.
age gap.
Hmm.
And then she's also my half sister. So I have two siblings, and then my parents got divorced when I was very, very young. So I think I was in like kindergarten when they got divorced,
So
and
whose
then
side is your half sister on? Like from
my
your
dad's
mom?
side,
Oh, dad. Yeah.
yeah. Um, and then I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandma actually retired when I was 1 month old to take care of me full time. So I'm really, really close with my grandparents,
Hmm.
and yeah. So that's like a summary
Yeah.
of it, I think. Um, I think childhood. I think I had a pretty like traumatic and decent childhood. I don't know how to describe it, but like some parts were very very traumatic, but like I think for what I was, I I had a happy childhood as well.
Hmm. And were
Yeah.
you always in Canada?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I could ask you specifics then, just like if that's easier for you.
Yeah, yeah,
So I know you were young. You said when your like parents split up and everything.
yeah.
But then you mentioned that you were also raised by your grandparents, like from the beginning.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it because they were just working or what, your parents?
Yeah. So my parents were always working.
Mhm.
Um, and then I think it was like right before a year or two right before I was born, they just moved back into Vancouver because before they were living in a different province. So when they moved here, they had to work a lot more. So that's why me and my brother ended up staying with our grandparents.
Okay. So how would you describe your relationship with those family members that you grew up with then versus now?
I think a lot has changed.
Yeah, you could
So
start with whoever.
so with my grandparents, I think it's the same still because even a bit better now. After that, I moved out. But yeah, I think my grandparents are the people I love the most, like in the entire world.
Mhm.
And then with my brother, it was really, really bad when we were growing up. Like very bad, very physical,
Mhm.
very verbal. It was just really bad. We always got into fights. And then I think after he moved back to Vancouver and then we started living together again, it got really good because he left for university. So I
Okay.
think like yeah, so he didn't live at home for I think around 4.5 years. And then I think through that time, once he moved back, our relationship got better.
Mhm.
So now we like hang out every once in a while and we talk like pretty often.
Nice.
Um my mom is very rocky. So I live with my mom now. I moved back home with her right before COVID started. I moved back in with her. Um but yeah, we're like it's our relationship is very rocky. We fight a lot, but yeah,
It's been
that's
like
about it.
that?
Yeah, it's been like that. I think it got it was okay when I moved back at home in the beginning, and then I think it got like this maybe like a year, 2 years ago, around two
Mhm.
years ago. Yeah, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that's your mom.
yeah.
Was there what about your sister and your dad?
So my sister lives up north. She lives about like a 13, not a 13. I think like about a 9 hour drive away up north. So I don't see her
Dang.
very often. And then growing up, I also didn't live with her.
Mm.
But we for like our type of sibling relationship, I would say we're still pretty close because we still talk today. Like all three of us will talk and stuff, but we just didn't grow up together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she has her own family now. So she's a mom of four. So she's always busy too.
Mm. Understandable.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing like specifically with your dad or
Uh no, I haven't seen him in like years. We don't talk.
was it after
Not,
the divorce or
yeah.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it was like that.
So it's like there's tea to it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
okay.
how there's like tea. There's tea.
Okay. I don't know if you
Yeah.
wanted to talk about it, so I don't want to push
Yeah.
but I want to set up like I want to like
Yeah. Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah. Yeah.
just like a little
We
recap.
we can talk. Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your mom was busy, so your grandparents raised you and everything.
Yeah.
During that time they were raising you, is that like was your mom living on her own or somewhere else?
Yeah. So sure. Basically, ever since my mom moved out when she was 18,
Yeah.
she's never moved back in with my grandparents.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So she would live elsewhere.
Yeah, how often would she visit you guys then?
So it was like every weekend we would go back home with our mom. Our mom just lived in the next city over,
Okay.
in the city that I live in now. Um, so every weekend we would stay the weekend with our parents, and then when our parents got divorced, it was like one weekend with each parent.
Mm.
And on Mondays, they would usually drive us back to school, and then our grandparents would pick us up. And then Friday comes, and then they would pick us up from school, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then by the time you were living with your grandparents and stuff, it was your older sister was kind of like already moved out and just like living on her own.
Um, I actually don't know what her living situation was, but oh, she grew up in Hong Kong.
Oh,
She grew
okay.
up in Hong Kong, and then she moved over here. I'm not sure when actually. So she never like lived with my dad either. But then for I think 2 or 3 summers, even after our parents got divorced, she would spend the summer with us. So we would live with her for like the summer, which
Oh,
was
okay.
just at one of my aunt's house when she moved back to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, got it. So I pieced it together. So if you want to get into like what's been going on with your dad in the past, then
Okay. Um so my parents split up because basically my dad's an addict. I didn't know this growing up, obviously. I think up until I was just about to go into high school is when I found out, but that's basically why my parents got divorced. Um and then I think a lot of my trauma does come from my dad or like things that have happened because of him. Um yeah, so growing up I didn't know that, but that's why they got divorced. And then we would used to get like every other weekend with him. And then oh, the trauma comes in on my I think it was my 6th birthday. So right
Mhm.
after the divorce, I was having like a birthday party at my grandparents' house. And then my dad calls and then like wishes me a happy birthday and everything. And then tells me like, oh, the next week we were gonna go out to get me a birthday present. And then the following week he didn't show up, and then we like never heard of him from him ever again.
My gosh,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, so I know he's like still alive because my sister would tell me otherwise. But yeah, that's basically it.
Dang. So that became like a negative core memory from like your sixth birthday.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, yeah. Traumatizing.
How did that conversation come up with like I'm assuming was it your mom who told you about it? Like
Um,
the reason for the divorce and that he was an addict?
no, I don't. It didn't come up like that.
Mm,
When I was in grade 7, I got invited to one of my cousins' wedding on my dad's side of the family. And then there is where like I saw my dad for the first time, like since my 6th birthday.
mhm.
And then I think like just seeing him and then knowing like what I knew at that kind of age, like I like connected the dots. And then like I asked about it again a few years later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
confirmed. Okay. So since you grew up with like your grandparents, right? It's I would say that I don't really hear that a lot or as often, as compared to people who would grow up with their parents, of course, right?
Yeah.
What challenges do you think you face growing up with those circumstances? Like maybe compared to other people.
Um I think for me it was a little different cuz my parents were divorced. So
Mm,
I think when I was that young I was making a lot of comparisons. Like no one around me like at my school or anything had divorced parents, so I was like, okay, well, why the fuck are my parents divorced kind of thing, right? In like my little tiny brain, I was like, to me, it was like the world wasn't fair
mhm.
at that age. And I think because of that, I gave everyone around me a pretty hard time, kind of thing. Cause I was like, no, everyone has it but me kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that
So I think,
mentality.
yeah. But I think I grew out of that when I was like, before I even went into high school. But like, just when I was first in elementary school was like pretty bad.
Like
I
as in
was,
you were a troublemaker type of kid?
No, I think I was just like temper tantrum, like it needed everything needed to be my way.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did your grandparents like handle discipline? Are they like traditional or what did they do when you acted out?
I think if my brother when my brother did that, he would definitely get in trouble. But then when I did it, they were a lot more lenient.
Mm, okay.
Yeah. I don't think I was ever like punished like that by my grandparents.
Mhm.
They would like only ever yell at me, I think.
And that was like enough to keep you in line, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So that is like at home stuff. What was your life like while you were in school then? At a young age and maybe like up until like just finishing?
Okay. Elementary, I think I was very tomboyish, like very I wasn't like wearing the skirts and stuff like that when in elementary, but I really liked playing sports and that carried over into high school. So in the beginning of high school, so 8, 9 and 10, I played volleyball. And then all throughout high school, I played ultimate frisbee. I don't know if it's a big thing in the states, but it's a big thing in Canada.
Mm.
I played that and I did it competitively for 4 years out of high school, I think. And then I also played basketball in my senior year. And then I was at school, either at school a lot or in my early days at dance or cadets as well. And then towards the later half, I was just more at school doing like planning events for the committees and stuff like that.
Oh wow, so
So
you
like
were like super involved.
yeah, so I did a lot of extracurriculars growing up. So I did dance and then I had swimming lessons. I have my license and then I did cadets for a very long time as well. And yeah, high school stuff.
Nice. So would you say you enjoyed your like school experience, high school and everything?
Yeah, I think I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't anything like that I would want to go back to,
Mhm.
but I think during that time I was like it could have been a lot worse.
Okay. Yeah, cuz
Yeah.
it sounds pretty good. I know a lot of people that would kind of try to hide their high school, like just forget about it just because they didn't really care too much about it, even if they were pretty involved.
Yeah.
So it's good to know your take. Can you remind me what the grade level system is like? Is
So
is there
it's
middle school?
in Vancouver there isn't. So
Oh,
elementary is up to the 7th grade and then high school starts in 8th grade.
8 through 12.
Yeah, 8th through 12.
Okay. So since you were like super involved in everything, what was your high school stereotype? Like how would you describe yourself in
Um
other people's eyes?
in other people's eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think my grade at my school, it was definitely very cliquey, but it wasn't like the type where it was very cliquey, but everyone still kind of talked to each other
Hmm.
and stuff. So there wasn't like a lot of drama or anything like that. So I think for me, oh, I don't know. I don't know how I'd say it.
To me, it
I
sounds like you were the
like
athletic kid and
athletic.
involved person.
Yeah, kind of. But because everyone was also kind of like that, like there was so many extracurriculars you could have done at my school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was like a lot of different clubs and teams and stuff like that.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
So for your like area specifically in Vancouver, how diverse would you say it is? Like, did you fit right in, or were you a
Yeah.
minority, whatnot?
Yeah. So um where I went to school in Vancouver in general really is a very diverse city.
Hmm.
Uh my school in my area, I was very definitely in the Asian parts, even though majority of Vancouver is Asian. Um, the demographic at my high school was mainly Vietnamese people,
Yeah.
Vietnamese, Chinese, and then there were like some white people, kind of. And so it was pretty diverse. Yeah,
Okay.
it was also definitely in the lesser privileged part of like Vancouver, but it wasn't the worst either.
Do you still like living in Vancouver since you've like explored a few places already, traveled? Just curious since you've been there for like your whole life.
Yeah. I think like I complain a lot, but in reality, besides like the cost of living, I think it's a really good place to live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So what was the plans like after high school for you? Like what was your mindset and what did you like go through?
Okay, honestly, um all like I think from when I was 6th grade all the way up until I was 20, I didn't think it that I'd live past 20. So I didn't really plan out my life.
Oh
So
wow.
like I think that's why the last few years I've like my mind has been in shambles. It's cuz like fuck, I'm like 25 now and I didn't plan my life out. So I was like stressing and everything.
Mm.
But yeah, I didn't really plan out my life. Um I did want to growing up I did want to go to university and everything, but in grade 12 I didn't apply for a very petty reason. Or I applied for one and I got in, but I rejected it. So I think that's like also a big thing. Just didn't think I'd live it, this far in life.
Wait, you said it was you rejected the school that accepted you for a petty reason?
Yeah.
What?
So
Mhm.
this is basically I wanted to go to school out of the province. So I wanted to go to a different province to go to school. But I wasn't allowed to. Like my grandparents and everything said no, and my mom said no, so I didn't apply and I only applied to one university in our province
Mhm.
and I got accepted, but because I was petty, I couldn't go to an out of province school. I told my family that I didn't get accepted and I rejected it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dang. Cuz like if you went to that school, it would just be like a little commute, right? Since it's in your province.
Um it would have been like yeah, it would have been a little commute, but if I took public transit, which I probably would have, it would have taken like 2 hours.
Oh, okay, but there is a reason why you just wanted to go further out then, huh? Like
Y-
your own
Yeah, I just
independency.
yeah, I think I just wanted to see what it was like living away from home.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned at a young age, I think you just said 12, like when you were 12 or something, you didn't expect to live that long.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that? Like what your mind, like your thought process was back then to think that?
Yeah. So basically, um, she's a very depressed girl. I got diagnosed with depression in high school.
Mhm.
So I think like it just stemmed when I was really young, but like, we kind of in that phase where everyone kind of doesn't really know anything.
Yeah.
So I think just like from then, I just like was like, I don't like life. Why am I living type of thing? Like I wanna kind of thing.
Mhm.
And yeah, it just carried out all throughout high school until like I hit 20 and I was like, what the fuck? No.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that was like for you cuz having that mindset and being diagnosed with depression, that's one thing, but you were still very involved, right? In so many things from what it sounds like. It felt like you were still looking forward to doing all these sorts of things, right? What do you think the
Um,
reason is?
I think so when I was younger, the extracurriculars were kind of like just put on me. So it was kind
I
of like
see.
expected thing to go like for cadets. Um, my grandma put me in cadets, and then swimming me and my brother both did, and then we also did piano when we were really really young.
Mm,
And then I just I liked dancing, so that's why I went to that. But yeah, I think everything just started like because it was kind of put on me first.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so not from your own like desires.
yeah. I think the only ones that were from my own desires were like sports in high school.
Hmm. And was playing ultimate frisbee, that was like your main sport?
That was my main sport. Yeah.
So how good were you specifically?
Um,
Or maybe your team, whichever.
my team. So I played with the same team for all the years I played competitive, and each year consecutively at nationals we'd place. I think the highest we placed was fourth.
Dang, nationals, holy,
Yeah.
you guys are crazy good.
Yeah, but it's a very, very like it's very popular in BC specifically,
Hmm.
but yeah.
Okay, so having that mindset, you decided not to go through with school and everything, right? So how did your life just like play out up until where you're at today, or from that point on of not going to college?
Um so I didn't go to college right away, but I still did eventually end up going back to college. So I got accepted originally at a university for psychology, but um part of the reason why like I also did decided to reject the letter besides being petty was because I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with a psychology degree? Like respectfully, I'm the one who needs help. So I was like, I don't know who I can help if I get a psychology degree. So it was just something like that I shouldn't have done anyways.
Hmm.
Um so after graduating high school, I took a gap semester, and I was just working, and I was trying to think of what to do before I applied to go to school. Um, and then I ended up applying for dental hygiene, which I did, and I'm almost done, but I dropped out. I like
Oh, okay.
dropped out, or I deferred my program, so I can technically like still do it, but I just deferred it for the time being. Um, because I realized I hated it, so that's why.
And then, did you start recently or what?
Yeah, so I kept taking gap semesters in between um my degree to work cuz I was on student loans at the time, and then ever since I graduated high school, I was like financially independent besides, rent and stuff like that. But everything I bought, everything like my phone bill, everything like that, I had to pay for myself. Um so throughout college I was really broke while taking my classes, so I had to take a semester off to work and stuff instead.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you were like pretty much working a lot,
Yeah,
like in
so
between. Mhm.
I've had a job ever since I was 15.
Oh, okay. How was like your social life during the college years while you were working and then just like going to school?
For college, I didn't make any friends. Um I just I think cuz I didn't like what I was going to school for, so I didn't want to be there for any extra amount of time that I didn't have to. So I didn't really take my time to like do the extracurriculars in college and to go out of my way and make friends.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So were your close friends just all from high school then?
It was from high school or like people who I would have met through mutuals.
Yeah.
So they didn't like really specifically go to my high school, but we already kind of knew of each other during that time, and then we just became friends um,
Mm,
after high school.
okay.
Yeah.
And All right, so I'm getting the timeline all together. Do you want to talk about like your work experiences then? Like since the first one when you were like 15?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
So my very first job when I was 15 was I worked at the summer night market here. It's not the one that you went to, Wilson, because that one is the new one. There used to be an old version of that, and it was like the original Vancouver night market. So I was working there as like a customer service representative,
Hmm.
just like general staff there. So we used to have like those play bouncy castles for kids. So I'd be an attendant there sometimes. Sometimes I would do the ticketing at the gates. I did that for 2 summers, 2 or 3 summers. And then, excuse me, I just burped. And
You're
then
good.
in the 11th grade, no, 10th grade, I worked at my local Pinkberry and had the worst boss on earth. Um, he went bankrupt, so we didn't get paid. So
What?
like every 2 months we wouldn't get paid, and then we didn't even know we were closing. And then the next day I went in for work, we were packing everything up to leave.
Dang.
Yeah, so like he didn't
It's
even
all
tell us
bad.
we were closing. We just
You're just in
closed.
the dark and just working.
Yeah, so he would skip paychecks a lot and everything, so it was really bad.
Mm.
And but working there was kind of fun. Um and I also was working at Starbucks for a bit before. I worked at a local clothing store here called Plenty in retail, and then I worked at a Journeys as well before. And then I was a store manager for a poke shop right after I graduated high school because I was working there during high school as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
Then
now um I've been working at a hot yoga studio for the past 5 years,
wow.
and then I'm also doing part-time serving. And recently the main reason why I dropped out of school cuz I found a full-time job, I'm working at a office too.
So wait, so you have two jobs right now?
Right now I have 3 jobs.
Three, including the yoga still.
Yeah, including the yoga.
Jeez, you're busy.
Yeah.
Dang, okay. That is a lot of customer service experiences for sure.
Yeah.
Um, do you have something you'd like for people to know when it comes to like what it's like working in customer service?
Um, be nice to your customer service representatives. That shit is so tiring. Like for real. Be nice.
I feel like everyone who works in customer service has like some crazy ass stories dealing with people. Do you have anything that comes to mind for whatever job or whichever you had?
Um, yeah, there's a few, but I'm also really high, so I can't think of them right
Okay,
now.
no, you're good.
I'm so sorry.
No, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, there has been, but I can't like remember the details.
Mhm. Just it's a huge slap in the face every time you deal with them, sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about work experiences, education, basically like life growing up, childhood and stuff. We'll lean towards more so like on the social life aspects of it.
Okay.
Okay. So, um Twitch is something that we all relate to,
Yeah.
right? A lot of us here, even those who are in chat, which I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you, thank you. What's up, guys? How did you get started with your Twitch journey, and what was it like back then versus now, where you're at?
Um okay, so I started streaming in the middle of COVID, and I first got on Twitch I think maybe 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Mm.
think like I don't remember who I was watching, but I think I was on it around that time. Um and I started streaming because was encouraged to do so by my very first group of like Twitch friends. Shout out to Jetty, Jetty written here.
He's part of the first group.
Yeah, so the very first group of
Whoa.
Twitch friends I had, Jetty was in and Santi was in.
Dang, that's crazy. You knew them back then. Wow.
Yeah. Um, so that group like was the group that encouraged me to start streaming, and then two of my favorite streamers at the time also encouraged me. So yeah, that's how I started streaming.
Those are wait, like big streamers encouraged you? Or
Um, yeah, I guess they're pretty big. They're both partners, but we were in their chats before they were partners.
oh, that's what
Yeah,
you mean.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's how they encourage you to do it.
yeah.
So what was your streaming experience like since you started then?
Um, it was very for like shits and giggles back then, and it still kind of is now.
Hmm.
I was streaming a lot when I first started streaming. I think like I was streaming like almost every night, and they would all be like 7, 8 hour streams. So I was like the degenerate type of streamer back then. And then I think it was nice because it was during COVID, so I had nowhere to be anyways. And I'm like so glad that I made so many friends, of course. And yeah,
How did you like meet that first group specifically? Like were you just a viewer jumping into their chats or like what
no, so
happened?
it was we were all watching the same streamers. So Jetty, me, Santi, um, Hannah, also from Ohana, is was in that group. Um, so we were just all watching this like the same two streamers that stream together, and that it was through talking in chat that we became friends and like hanging out in the streamers Discord server and stuff like that.
Okay, so ever since you started streaming, like during COVID, you've been pretty active like throughout like the entire time up until today, like within the communities?
Yeah, I think so. Now a little bit less just because I'm working so much.
Yeah.
But I try to like pop into people's streams whenever I can.
Hmm. What's your so what would you say the pros and cons are of like streaming overall since you've started?
Um, I think there were more pros than cons. I think like I really enjoy like the social aspect of it, even though like I'm so nervous and shy every time someone new comes into my chat or I'm in someone's new chat. But I think it's like a nice way to make new friends and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then I think the cons is just sometimes you meet bad people or you run into bad people when you're streaming kind of thing.
Like are you talking about like trolls or did you actually have like
Like
negative encounters with other streamers and stuff?
just like trolls and stuff. And then I don't remember if I've had a negative experience. I think like yeah, just trolls.
Mm, okay. Since you've always done it for like shits and giggles, right? Like and streaming's just like it's for fun even though you might be like very anxious or it might be hard to like start sometimes.
Yeah.
Um do you think it's ever affected you like your mental or anything negatively?
I think it did when I started to try to be more serious about it. I think like I would feel really pressure whenever I tried. I'd be like, okay, let's try to take this more seriously and
Yeah.
see where I can take it. I think that put a lot of pressure on me, which doesn't help my mental. And then that's like when I like get really, really bad anxiety about doing it because it's like, what if I don't perform the way that I want to, type of thing.
Hmm.
So I think that's why I like strictly just want to keep it for shits and giggles because I enjoy it a lot more that way, and it's just less stressful kind of thing.
What does serious like taking it seriously mean to you or what was it back then?
Um, Back then it was kind of like, oh, I'd make some money or like a bit more money than I usually would. Just
Oh,
like
okay.
I think I hit like pretty high payouts for like 2 or 3 months consecutively, and then I'd be like when the fourth month wasn't like that, I was like, okay, well, I gotta, step it up and stuff like that. And it just wasn't hitting that high again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. Have you ever considered like making it into a potential career path?
I think sometimes I would think about it, but then I would think of how stressed I would be and like the pressure and everything, and I'd be like, no, 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 never mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I feel like I would like to, but just the thought of it also sends me into a spiral.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that would that ever like lead to taking breaks and stuff like that? Because I know people have like mental resets.
Yeah, I think sometimes it would. I think not even like with me taking it seriously, sometimes I would just like feel like so too anxious with everything else that I can't even like sit by my computer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, with your experience, then, what advice would you give to those who are just getting started with streaming or are specifically trying to grow?
Um Take it easy, I think. Don't put all that pressure on yourself. Have fun. Be yourself. I think that's like also very important. Be yourself and be nice.
That's a good point. Like being yourself. Do you feel like you are the same when you're on stream versus in person, or do you think people would have like a different perception of you?
I think I'm the same.
Uh huh.
But let me ask you, am I the same, Wilson?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah, because you've hung out with me in real life and like just when we just met through like the screen kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd probably get like similar responses then, right?
Yeah,
Everyone says you're pretty much the same.
I think so.
Okay.
Chat, for those of you who've hung out with me before, am I the same?
Yeah. How would you describe Joey on stream versus off stream?
Yeah.
If you guys want to chime in, for sure.
Everyone besides Cozy.
Okay. What the? All right. Biggest learning lessons from streaming then. You've been doing it for a while.
I've been doing it for a while, but I'm not very consistent with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think take care of your body.
Oh,
Stay
okay.
hydrated. Don't chug a soju bottle at 8 a.m.
Dang. Do you have like any memorable streams or something that comes to mind? Your favorite
Yeah.
stream?
My favorite stream. I don't know what my favorite stream would be, but a really memorable one would be one where I like it was not planned at all, but I ended up streaming for I think 12 hours.
Hmm.
Just totally unplanned, and then I was playing Apex with Jetty and our other friend Tasia, and it's the clip that I have as under the Jetty command, but basically Jetty flew us off the map,
Uh huh.
and it was really funny. And then um, I ended up getting really drunk that same stream because someone gifted me I think 20 subs to down a soju bottle, so I did it. And there was like an hour left to
Jeez.
that 12-hour stream, so they're like, just stream for 12 hours. And it was just a lot of shit happened. There's a lot of clips from that day.
Is that the longest you've ever streamed, or is there any more?
Um, Last year for my birthday, I think I streamed consecutively for 20 hours. And then I continued the next day to finish the remaining time on my timer. Yeah, because
Oh,
I did
okay. You
a
did something.
donathon. Yeah, I did a donathon.
Would you say Twitch has changed a lot, or like the community has changed at all since you've started, or when you were on basically back then?
Uh, I think it would change in terms of who's in it or like
Mm.
who's active in the community now. Because I feel like a lot of the people who used to stream with us don't stream anymore or as often, like me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
life goes on type of thing.
Yeah.
Real.
Everyone's working now.
All right. Other than Twitch, would you say you're active on other platforms like social media?
I'm pretty active on Twitter. Uh, sometimes I'll post like shit and giggle TikToks about K-pop boys and just K-pop in general. Um, but yeah, I think I'm most active on Twitter. Sometimes I'll post on Instagram.
Twitter and Instagram. Got it.
Yeah.
We're gonna transition a little bit. It's more so towards friendships. For you, like what do you value in friendships and what does it take to be close to you?
Um, I think friends who can be real with each other. So like I think like being able to trust each other and then being comfortable with each other. I think for me, it depends on the vibes.
Hmm?
If you can vibe well together, I think you guys can like, hang out more, right? It's gonna be closer friendship kind of thing. Um, what was the other question?
Like what does it take to just be close to you? Like what specific or what do you value as well?
Um, I value again honesty. I think also just being a nice human being, being a genuine person. I think that's what I look for in friendships. And then if we have the same type of humor, it makes it easier. Same interests as well.
Okay. So, I've talked about this before, like on previous episodes, where I feel like when you're on Twitch, it's definitely a great way to meet a lot of people, right? You could agree
Yeah.
on that. But then, of course, there's like different levels of friendships you might have, right? So maybe acquaintances, some people you kind of talk to here and there, but would consider as friends, and then those that are like very close to you. So when it comes to those that are very close to you, like what makes them so different from what you've experienced?
Um, I think the friends that we're very close to, I think we all had like already one friend who was kind of in the group.
Hmm.
So it made it easier that like everyone kind of knew each other or like knew of each other. Um, yeah, I think that's
You just like
I
would
don't know.
talk to them a lot, I guess.
Yeah, I think we would talk a lot more, being like calls together more,
Hmm.
stuff like that.
How would you describe your community, like those type of friends, if like someone were to ask you that doesn't know Twitch?
Wild, unhinged.
So your close friends are wild and unhinged, the Twitch friends.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard that, guys. If you're considered close to Joey, wild and unhinged. Um, do you have any like on the flip side? Do you have any specific icks when it comes to friendships?
Oh my god, yes. I have so many icks.
Yeah,
Um,
what are those? And have
I
like
fucking
what?
hate pick me's.
Okay, what experiences have you had as well while you list them?
Um, so pick me's, I can't be friends with pick me's. Like that is just I can't. It gives me the ick. I get very annoyed. I like don't want to be around an a pick me ever. I hate people who are like think they're above everyone else. That type of attitude.
Hmm?
Um, and people who are just like unnecessarily rude with like no context and just being rude to like a random person. Like I can't fuck with people like those.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then clout or like I don't know how to explain this. But I'm thinking of one specific person back in high school.
Uh huh. How would you
But
describe that person?
fake as fuck.
Oh, okay.
Like a social climber. I hate social climbers. Oh,
Like, how would you describe what a social climber is? That like kind of clout chasing or what?
yeah, like clout chasing, using people to get to different people.
Ooh,
Yeah, type of people.
yeah. So you've had fair experiences with those, fair amounts.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you personally ever had like a major fallout with a friend or someone that you considered close?
Yeah, I think a lot. I think most of it happened like during the last year of high school,
Mm,
and then like up until 3 years ago, that like kept routinely happening with different people, but for like different types of reasons.
mm.
Yeah. So um in high school, my like main group of friends, it was like, hold on, let me, there was like 7 of us. It was 7 girls, and now only 4 of us are still friends.
Okay, so it cut
Yeah.
down a bit.
Yeah, and then with a different group of friends, shit happened and no one's really friends with each other anymore.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, and then um my last group of friends, we were a pretty group, but then we some of us don't talk to each other anymore for different reasons as well.
Yeah.
And yeah. But that's like just like my Vancouver friends.
Hmm.
So like I'm not talking about the Twitch community or anything like that.
When it comes to like the reasoning of like losing those friendships, right? What's the
Yeah.
commonality? What do you think it is?
I don't know, cuz they were all for very very different reasons.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure those like affected you in some certain ways, right? Is there like any specific one that just like hit the most to you?
I think no, maybe either the second or the third one.
Hmm.
So either the most recent one that happened or the one right before that.
Yeah, because
Because
I'm.
it's just kind of like we're like how many years out of high school, and this is like high school stuff happening kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like a maturity type of thing issue.
Yeah.
Okay, because what I'm getting at is I'm just trying to see like what kind of friendships you've had that may have potentially helped you grow as a person, you know, like from
Yeah, yeah, for
experiencing
sure.
those like fallouts. So, is there like a learning lesson or something you could talk on about how you've like overcome those like hardships when it comes to friendships?
I think just kind of be more cautious of who you kind of trust, kind of thing.
So you've
Yeah,
had like
but
your guard up. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think I've definitely had my guard up some more. Um, and then just stuff like, oh, even if they've been your friends for doesn't matter how many years, they can still kind of things can still go to shit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And now today, since you're just working a lot and you're like in a relationship, how much time do you have for friends, would you say?
Um. So my friends are all pretty busy too.
Hmm.
So we don't really hang out that often, especially because we all live in different cities of the Metro Vancouver area, and everyone's working either full time or has multiple jobs. But we do try to go out and eat and stuff every once in a while. I also don't enjoy raving or going to events in Vancouver anymore. And a lot of my friends don't either, so we don't really do that.
Why Vancouver?
They don't. The crowd is so whack in Vancouver.
Like it has it always been like that or is it starting to
I
just
think
get bad?
it's because there's so many younger kids now. Most Vancouver events are all ages unless you go to the ones at the club.
Huh?
But like festivals and stuff like that, there were like very all ages majority of them. So you would like, I think when I was like the last rave I went to here was like when I was still 23, but
Hmm.
I was like seeing like 13-year-olds there, and I was kind of like, there's a kid here, and I was like,
Oh,
kind of,
dang.
so I,
All
Yeah.
ages, and you're saying 13? Jeez, okay.
Dude, no, like you would see such young children there, and I know it's really hypocritical for me to say this because I went to my first rave when I was like 15 or 16.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just like when I being 23 and I saw that, I was like, holy fuck, kind of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I just don't really enjoy it here that much anymore. Um, and I don't like going to the club as much anymore. It was really expensive when I was so young, so I was like,
Yeah.
and I just don't really have the urge to go anymore.
Okay. So I mean, not seeing your friends is one thing, but you're still like in contact with a lot of them,
Yeah,
especially like the Twitch homies, right?
so I still talk to them. I still FaceTime a lot of my like girlfriends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, when there's tea. So yeah, so I still talk to them. It's not like we don't talk anymore and we talk, we just don't hang out as often.
Hmm?
We'll always plan to, and then something always just comes up.
Would you say you're a low maintenance type of person when it comes to friendships? Like you don't
Yeah.
have to talk much.
Yeah. Like even just like sending a meme, sending a TikTok, that's all it needs.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. All right, we're gonna transition again. This is more specific towards relationships. So again, whatever you're comfortable talking about.
Hmm.
How I usually ask is like, what's the rundown, like the history of it from the first one, how it ended, up until where you're at.
Um, okay. The first one was out of high school. I was seven. I just graduated high school, and it was with a guy who was a year younger than me. Big mistake. That
Okay.
relationship lasted a year and a half, and it was my most toxic relationship ever. Like so traumatizing.
Oh no. This is while he
So
was in high school, like as a senior.
no, so he was in university. Actually, we dated for almost 2 years.
Oh, okay.
We dated for almost 2 years. Because he was in university when we first year when we broke up. But so traumatizing, guys. Let me tell you, not worth it. Don't do it. Don't go for a younger guy.
Okay.
It was so traumatized. But yeah, very toxic, very traumatizing.
Mhm.
I got cheated on. So yeah,
Oh.
and he still owes me $900. So what the fuck?
Dang,
Um,
wait. Did you say the first time? So you guys got back or what?
no, no, I said he still owes me $900.
Oh no, no, like before that. So you dated for 2 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So
did it
that's
end
the first
because of
one.
the cheating?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just
Jeez.
very that relationship was very mentally draining. It was very toxic
Mm.
and very immature. Um, and like literally when we broke up, I was so relieved. Like I didn't cry or anything about it. I was mentally checked out of that relationship 6 months before we broke up.
Wow, and then it came down to the point where like the cheating happened.
Um, I don't even know how long the cheating was going for,
Uh-huh.
but yeah,
How
it
how
was
did you
so
find
bad.
out?
His friends told me after we broke up, so I didn't even know about it. So I found out
What?
after, yeah,
Wait, okay, so you're telling me that you were checked out 6 months before the breakup,
yeah.
right? So what prompted you to actually end it? Assuming you're the one that ended it, unless.
No, I got this is so, actually okay. This is so wild because I got dumped through text message on Valentine's Day for like the stupidest fucking shit ever, and literally the next morning he was like calling me, texting me, like asking to get back together and all that bullshit. And I was like, no. So I don't know if you would count it as me ending it or the other way around. But it was wild. I had to do a wellness check that night.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was so wild.
And then you found out that he was cheating on you through his friends. Like, how long after that relationship?
Not that long. I think it was like a week or two after.
Okay, so did you end up like confronting him after that, or was it just like a total disconnect?
It was a total disconnect.
Okay,
Cause I was just like, I was so over like everything that I
yeah,
was like, I was so mad, but I was like, I didn't want to like be in that like vicinity of
yeah.
energy. So I just was like, whatever. But like all his friends ended up siding with me. So I was like, fuck you.
Damn, but you're 900.
Yeah. It wasn't like to me at that time, I was like, I didn't, it was like, I'm at peace. I
Holy
might be
shit.
poor, but I'm at peace.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
What, like, I'm wondering, like, I know this was back then, but I just want
Yeah.
to know like what you can remember. What kept the relationship going for you even though you were checked out so like many months prior?
He would threaten to like every time
Oh.
like he was very manipulative, kind of like a very crazy type.
Mm,
Yeah, and like a lot of the times it was very toxic because we would always say we're breaking up and shit like that, and then like he would bring up the breaking up. He'd be like, "Let's break up," and then right after he'd be like, "I'm gonna go myself now," and I'd be like, "You know that cat meme
yeah.
that'd be me," and I'd be like, "What the fuck?" So it was like very mind fucking to the brain.
Yeah, especially because you said you were diagnosed with depression.
Yeah, so I was just like, that's why it was such a long relationship.
Yeah.
But like when like the whole Valentine's Day thing happened, I was so checked out that I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what did you learn from that relationship then?
Um that I can't be with a person like that ever again.
I don't
And
think anyone should like manipulate
yeah,
and
like
stuff.
um don't date younger guys.
Okay, we're back on that.
Fuck Virgo men.
What the
Um
no offense to the
yeah.
Virgo men in chat or whoever seeing this.
Yeah, fuck Virgo
Jeez.
men.
Um yeah, so anything else that you learned about yourself maybe or just relationship advice you could give?
Yeah, I think like going through that, I'm very like I do what I want now
Mhm,
kind of person. Like just be myself. Don't let like someone tell you what to do kind of thing.
mhm.
Yeah.
It's okay, Kev. No worries. We love you. We love you. Um go ahead. You can continue with the next one.
Um After that, I stayed single for 4 years um cuz I was traumatized, and then
Dang.
I was in my last relationship for a year and a half, and then now I'm with Cozy. The one that happened before Cozy, it was a pretty mutual breakup. We still have the same friends,
Mhm.
but we're cordial with each other. And yeah, now I'm with
Did
Cozy
you meet
Wuzzy.
through mutuals?
We already knew of each other in high school because we both played sports, but we weren't
Oh,
ever like friends or anything like that. It was just kind of like, oh, we knew each other's names.
yeah.
And then we had like the same mutuals that played the sports.
Mm.
And then we matched on Hinge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that relationship?
Also not the type of person, just personality wise and like our personal values and what we like prioritize are very different.
Mm.
Yeah. I can't be with a stock bro, is what I learned.
A what?
uh a stock bro. What do you call those? Yeah, stock bros. I can't.
Like
Am I talking weird? Is it
no
because
no
I'm
no
too
no
high?
no like are you talking about people that deal with stocks or what?
Yeah.
Oh, like traders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like business bros.
Yeah, yeah, oh. Got you. Got you.
Yeah.
Just confirming. All right. So, what's the story with Cozy? How did that start?
Uh, me and Cozy, me and Cozy met because of Jetpack. Because Jetty got me to raid Cozy,
Okay.
and then that's how we became friends. Um, and then we were friends for a very long time, and then feelings happen.
Who liked each other first?
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
shy. I think it was very like mutual timing.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, bam, to where you at now? Time jump.
Time jump.
Hmm.
We've been dating for like 9 months
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
What was your first impression of Cozy?
Wow, this guy is good at Val. And I think during that time
Hmm.
it was when like a lot of people were still hanging out with him in like the servers and stuff like that. And he'd always try to get me to join the calls and stuff like that and be like, I'm so shy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. And what have you learned from this specific relationship so far?
Communication is key.
Nice.
Yes.
Love that. Love that. Okay. I'm not gonna try to dig too much. That's your personal business with Cozy. We love y'all. So let me see. Let me see what other specific relationship questions I might have.
Okay.
Um yeah, you talked about learning lessons. I feel like that's always important. What would you say your love language is?
My love language,
Mm-hmm.
acts of service, I think, is a really big one. And physical touch.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And based on like your values, do you believe in second chances?
No.
So that like relative to cheating, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have
Yeah, no.
anything to add to that? Or maybe do you
Um,
have other deal breakers?
yeah. I feel like I'm very um political justice type person.
Hmm?
Like I'm very like if you guys follow me on IG, I post a lot of or repost a lot of, stuff that's going around in the world right now. I feel like I cannot be with someone who's like ignorant in that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's interesting. Um from what would you say your dating preference is, or like what have you always been looking for in a guy?
Um I don't think any of them I think they're all somewhat athletic.
Mm.
Yeah. So I don't really have like I think a specific type. It comes down to personality.
Yeah.
First one was obviously a mistake, but I love pussy Lucy. Yeah. Just the vibes.
Yeah, the vibes. Okay, and then red flags. What are red flags that you look out for, and what would you say are your personal red flags?
Red flags. Um the way they talk to like just people
Other people,
in
yeah.
general. Yeah, like if they act like other people are kind of beneath them type shit. Um I feel like with red flags I have to like see it happen kind of thing. I don't know what to talk
To be
about or
able to
like
point it out, yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
like I have to hear it. So
that's fair.
but but I think that's a major one, just how they like treat other people, stuff like that.
All right, switching gears a little bit. Um, I've always I always feel like mental health is important, and you've had your fair like amounts of struggles, right?
Yeah.
How would you say you're doing right now?
Um, I feel like I'm definitely a bit better now. I'm still going to therapy sometimes when I have time, but I think I don't know. I don't want to say like not happy, but I definitely could be very much happier. I feel like I haven't been happy for a very long time without any like external factors. So just like me genuinely being happy, like just waking up happy,
Hmm.
that has not, happened in a very long time.
And speaking of therapy, how would you describe that to people? Like, I'm sure there could be a misconception. People might think that it doesn't help or anything, but what would you say about it?
Um, it definitely helps, but it takes time and it takes the right therapist. It took me very long to find my therapist. I went through, I think, 6 therapists
Wow.
before like this one I wasn't like, you know, having troubles with or stuff like that. But it takes time. It Your problems aren't going to go away after one session, and then also remember, healing is not linear. So everyone goes at their own pace. It takes time.
Hmm. When you
Yeah.
say that it took you that many therapists to go through, like, can you describe what that process was like and how you knew like the person wasn't fit, that you needed another one?
Um, I think a big thing was trying to see if they could relate to me. You know, I feel like a lot of my like what I talk about in therapy stems from also being like in an Asian household. And then like sometimes I felt like a few of my therapists were white. So like they wouldn't really understand it. And I felt like it was just a lot harder to convey what I was like feeling and going through type thing. And then also different therapists have different ways of talking to you.
Yeah.
So I think it just all like kind of just bothered me whenever something didn't feel right. And
Mm.
then when I found this one, from the start it was a lot better. But it still took time to get to used to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And aside from therapy, seeking professional help, how have you been able to like vent your frustrations and to cope with like all the negativity or anything that's on your mind?
Um, in high school, I was on antidepressants, but that didn't really help. And now we have my best friend, the pen,
Which helps. That
which
helps you.
helps. Yeah. So I I whenever I can.
Mm.
It helps me calm down. It helps me relax. It helps with my anxiety a lot. And then I just feel like whenever I'm high, I'm just head empty, which means no thoughts in my head.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you think that would help you in the long run, or like what are you looking at when it comes to the future now?
I think a lot of it is just I need to heal my inner child.
Mm.
And then so I think I need to set goals as well so that I have something to go towards. And I think for me, whenever I spiral a lot, it's just because I also still don't know what I want to do with life because I
Mm.
didn't plan for it. And I feel like I'm so many steps behind people my age that
Yeah.
it like sets me back whenever I think about it. So yeah.
Ooh, that's a really good point. And I just personally feel like whenever you do compare yourself to like other people, it really like affects you negatively,
Yeah.
especially people around your age when you see what they may have that you might not have.
Yeah.
So,
And like the thing is, like, I know I shouldn't compare, but it's also like people that I kind of grew up with or
yeah,
like was in the same circle as me. And it's just kind of like, oh, fuck, well, kind of thing.
I get it. Like
Yeah.
you shouldn't compare yourself, but you just think about it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've mentioned that you haven't had your own like goals for a long time or an idea for the future.
Yeah.
But do you have anything in mind that's come up as of recent for maybe short-term goals or long-term?
Um, short term would be pay off all my debt,
Mm.
which isn't even like a good goal to go towards. But
Still
like,
something. Yeah.
yeah, seeing the group 17 live again is keeping me going. Just the
Nice.
possibility of that.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I don't know. Not really.
Still figuring it out.
Yeah, still
Figuring it all
figuring
out.
it out.
What would you say is the biggest risk that you've taken?
I don't know, but I feel like I do a lot of stupid shit.
You're just
Uh,
thinking about the stupid shit.
yeah, I feel like I don't know what would be a big risk.
If it comes up, yeah, just let me know.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
curious about like whatever you've gone through and just future planning. So if I like to say, I like to tell people to always live their best lives, right? How would you live your best life right now if you could?
If I could,
Hmm?
I think travel the world.
Would be traveling.
Yes, experience different things, different cultures.
How much traveling have you done so far?
So far, I've been to like most big cities in Canada. I've been along the west coast of the US and then a little bit of the east coast. I've been to Hong Kong and China. That's about it.
Do you have like a favorite spot that you've been to? Favorite destination?
Um, Asia. The culture there is just so nice, and then everything is cheap.
Specifically
And
Hong Kong or what?
um, no, I think our like my home village in China. I really liked it when I visited. Like the two times I went. Um, LA is good too, of course. You guys are there. It just gets too hot for me. I'm not used to that kind of heat.
Hmm. Do you like you mentioned going to China a few
Yeah.
times. Do you speak Chinese?
Yeah, I speak Cantonese and then my home village dialect.
Wait, what's the home village dialect?
Um, it's kind of like Cantonese, but there's like a very heavy accent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I understand some Mandarin, but I can't speak it. I went to Mandarin school for 8 years and I can't speak it.
What's the name of your like country or the dialect, the hometown dialect?
So my village is called Zhongshan, and the dialect is called Longdong, Longdonghua.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I understand a little bit of Toisan, which is a different dialect.
So are you fluent in Cantonese?
Um, I would say I'm pretty fluent. Yeah,
Can you
I
also
speak a
like
lot of
read and
I
write?
speak a lot of read and write the basic words,
Mm-hmm.
but I speak a lot of Cantonese now, especially at work. I deal with a lot of
Oh,
Cantonese speaking clients.
yeah.
Yeah.
And do you also communicate like with your family in Cantonese?
Yeah, so I grew up with my grandparents and they don't speak English really.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I learned the village dialect. Um, and then with my mom, it'll be a mix of English and Chinese. And then with my uncles, it'd be in English.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, and future travel destination places. Where would you want to go?
I really want to go to Korea and Japan.
Those
Korea,
are. Mhm.
Japan, Thailand, Indonesia, and Tahiti. Or like, I want to go to Hawaii, but I know they don't really want, visitors there right now. So
You mentioned before that like you're very politically aware, right? And
yeah,
just about things going on in the world. That's what you're talking
yeah,
about, right?
yeah.
What are some of those topics that are like keen your interest, like pique your interest right now?
Definitely like what's happening in Palestine. I think
Hmm.
there should be a ceasefire. I read the news a lot about the news on that a lot.
Yeah.
Just like LGBTQ movement and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, the indigenous community stuff. I'm very like I try to stay aware as well.
Yeah, and then spread it
Yeah,
on your like social
yeah,
media platforms.
yeah. So like BIPOC community stuff like that.
Do you ever get to talk to people about this though?
Um, yeah. Pre-COVID, whenever there was like I wouldn't say it's a protest in Vancouver. They're called rallies
Hmm.
that happen in front of the art museum. I used to try to go to some of them whenever I could. And then I have a lot of friends who are educated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'd always try to talk to them about these topics.
Hmm. Okay, that's cool. Just like very aware of everything, socially aware.
Yeah.
All right. Kind of a deep question, but I just want to know. I'm curious to know what advice would you give to your younger self?
Plan. You're making it, bitch. So plan. Um,
Straight up.
literally plan. Save some money.
Uh-huh.
Um, also, you're not alone. I think I felt very alone when I was young.
Hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't always get better, but sometimes it does.
Yeah. Feel you on that. That's deep.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna talk more or more so about like the social aspects, but more so towards raving now, because that's something that you do as well. It's
Yes.
awesome that like every single guest I've had so far kind of like rave and everything. Um, yeah, a lot of these questions are similar to what I always ask. This will also tie towards some of your Twitch experiences since you've been like visiting and everything.
Yeah.
Um, Here, briefly talk about all the trips you've been on so far when it comes to visiting like the Twitch homies and how that's been.
So Twitch homies, I think I've been to Cali 4 times now. I think 4 or 5.
What was the first time?
The first time was for Head in the Clouds. We were only me. It was with Yuki.
Hmm.
So that was the first time I met you in person. I
Yeah.
was in the Bay for 1 day only,
Mhm.
and then we went down to Head in the Clouds. That was the first time. The second time, I came down for Dabin.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was the second time.
April.
Yeah, April. And then I also went down last year, one time for Kovazi's birthday. It was the week after EDC. So I was only in SoCal that time.
Hmm.
So that was the third time. The fourth time was for Slander LA
Hmm.
and for Jetty's birthday. And then the fifth time was this recent trip for Eleni.
Dang, nice. And before that, have you been to Cali?
I had. But the last time I was when I was 8, and it was on vacation with my grandparents and my brother.
Oh, okay. So that's a
Yeah,
whole different experience then.
yeah.
And then since you've been on these trips, at least with all the Twitch homies and everything, which one stood out to you the most?
The most.
Yeah, what's like the most significant or like what are your favorite memories, I guess?
I think I really like the one where we came down for Cozy's birthday, and I'm gonna be biased, Elenium, because I got to celebrate my birthday with everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
so
times.
yeah.
What did you do
Um,
for Cozy's birthday?
we did a joint birthday with for him and Lucas.
Oh, is it the beach?
Yeah, it was the beach, so it was very like it was the only one where I didn't come down. We didn't go to an event, and it was like very. It wasn't like wholesome, but it was very like more intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, what is Santi talking about when you blew up balloons for a birthday party at Allie's?
Shut up, Santi. Shut up, Santi.
So okay, I'm not sure what that means, but okay, cool, cool.
We're making whipped cream at Ali's, not blowing balloons up.
Yeah, so you've met a lot of people already then, for sure, within the Twitch
Yeah,
communities in person. Was it like a very surreal experience for you to like meet online friends like that?
kind of. I was like, damn, this is going against everything my Asian grandparents taught me as a younger kid. It was like, don't make friends with strangers on the internet.
Hmm.
And no, they're my only friends now.
Dang that.
Um, Also, it's like I was very shy and awkward
Uh-huh.
every time I met someone new. Like even if we were like we already knew of each other on Twitch, but when I met them in person, I felt like because I'm a very awkward and shy person at first, it was
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
awkward. Like I
Oh,
don't
it's
think
okay.
I said anything to you besides hi Wilson the day we went to go get bubble tea.
Yeah, at T-Sane. No,
Yeah,
that's fair. It's honestly a little bit harder too in group settings when everyone, especially when you meet a lot of people for the first time, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it's like mini conversations anyways, or just talk as like a whole group.
yeah.
So I totally get it. All right. So the EDM topic specifically, what was your introduction to the EDM world like?
Um, I think it was in like when I first got into grade 8 is when it was very prominent. It was around me.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of people in my high school were listening to it and stuff like that. I went to my first rave, I think in 2015, and I saw Hardwell at
Wow.
Contact. So it was like from the start, what I was into was very heavy, like
Uh huh.
very very hardstyle. So that's why I really like hardstyle. Um, but yeah, I think
Hardstyle is your favorite.
hardstyle's my favorite subgenre. A lot of people are surprised when I say that, but I fuck with hardstyle so much. I'm not much of a bass head. Like it's very hard for me to go to a festival or event that's just all bass.
Yeah.
Um, so Will is very lucky. He's my best friend. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, who's your favorite like top artist?
DJ Isaac is very good,
Hmm.
and Darren Styles. Brennan Hart is also very good. Coon. I think those are my top 5 hardstyle artists. For more like a generic, I enjoy Martin Garrix, Davin, Slander, um, Seven Lions. I don't really like
Nice.
most trance music, but I like Seven Lions.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, so your first one was back in 2015.
yeah. I think it was 2015.
Do you have like a favorite event that you've been to so far?
Yes. Um, Millennium when he did his tour. His, I think it was his Sun tour.
Uh
He
huh.
played in Vancouver. I went with one of my friends, and I had so much fun. Um,
Dang, nice.
yeah, it was very last minute to go to. I think that's why.
Hmm.
And then I think a bigger event would have been that I liked was Veld. Was also good.
Is that the one that's always held in the East Coast, or is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, what was your raving experience like back then when you first started versus now? Like, do you feel like you've grown or changed as a raver?
Um, Definitely changed. Uh, I when I was still in high school, it was just and went with the drinking. That's all I
Hmm.
did up until I was 20. That's when I started, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and then I think when I first started, I was with like friends who didn't give a fuck about our bodies and stuff like that, so I wasn't taking care of my body.
Yeah.
So now like my tolerance for everything is so fucked up. Um, Now I'm very more aware, and I think I'm very a lot more calm now too
Hmm.
compared to back then.
How would you describe that experience when you would go just for like with drinking and then to like change it up like that?
Um, I mean, back then when you're underage, when you're allegedly underage, it seems fun because it seems like you're doing something you're not supposed to do, right? And it's something that's very obvious.
Oh, okay.
But I
Like a
think like
thrill.
as I yeah like as I got older, I don't enjoy drinking anymore. So um, it's also a different feeling, but I don't like the drinking or anything. So I think I enjoyed the new way more. Everything's
Yeah.
more fun when it's illegal. Yeah, that's exactly why we do the other one now.
How would you describe what raving is to those who don't know what it is? Like the culture and everything, all aspects.
I think it used to be very plur, but now it's not very plur or not as plur. It's very just kind of people just wanting to get fucked up and have fun.
How would you
Um,
describe Plur though? If like someone asked you that, what it's supposed to be like?
like in a perfect world, plur would be like no one is pushing their way through a train or shoving randomly or pickpocketing. Just everyone being nice and respectful but having fun together. But I feel like now it just gets very rowdy, you know.
Yeah, in a perfect
Yeah,
world, real for
yeah,
that, saying that.
yeah.
Dang, okay. Um, and then how would you describe yourself as a raver? Like, what is your energy like? Or, yeah, what is it just like vibing with you?
I think I was very rave mom when I first started raving, very rave mom energy.
Hmm.
But now it's just I like to be there and enjoy the music and enjoy what I'm feeling.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any, like, rave pet peeves? Aside from, like, shoving, of course.
Um, know your limits, play within it.
Uh
People
huh.
who do not know their fucking limits and play outside of it piss me off. And it's like not even like a one off thing, it's just people who consistently do that.
Yeah,
Like, let's not get sloppy.
it
Yeah.
happens a lot,
Like
though.
every once in a while I'll get it, but like there are some people this is like when I used to go to events here all the time in Vancouver, there would just be some people that I would see at each event
Hmm.
that got like fucked up every single time. And I'd be like, you did this the last time. It's not a good look.
Oh, you're talking
And it's
about
just
within your own, like, group.
yeah, even like with my own group or even like Vancouver, the rave community is pretty small.
Okay,
Or like
yeah.
people who would like go to the same events as you, it's pretty small. So you see a lot of the same people.
Hmm?
So it's just seeing, and then also everyone in Vancouver knows each other. Um, so you just hear about everything. Kind of
Yeah.
the tea gets around, and
What
then
goes down?
yeah.
Um, Have you had, like, have you ever blacked out or anything at an event, floored?
I think the closest one at a like a rave would have been slander at slander.
Hmm?
But I don't think I was like even blacked out. I remember then I just felt so sick afterwards.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, not at a never blacked out at an event. Blacked out at a restaurant before for like a birthday.
Okay.
and I've blacked out at the club once.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How would you compare the club versus like a rave?
Um, the clubs in Vancouver are different because they play hardstyle like every event. So they bring on in actual hardstyle DJs to play.
Interesting. Didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the Vancouver clubs would be like a hardstyle rave essentially, and then the raves here are very bass bass head heavy and stuff like that, techno. So I think that's also why before I enjoyed clubbing more than actual rave events here in Vancouver.
Mhm.
Um, but it's also very casual in Vancouver clubbing. Like I think elsewhere girls would like all girls have to wear dresses or there'd be a dress code at clubs, but in Vancouver there's most of them don't have a dress code.
Oh, wow.
So it's like I've gone in my in my sweats before.
What's the crowd like then at the clubs there?
Um, it's usually mixed with international student vibes and Asian gangsters. So the crowd is very much that mix.
Uh-huh. Are they like how would you describe what goes down though at like clubs? Cuz like for here, um at clubs they're kind of like more in a way, I would say like aggressive like when trying to approach people. And of course there's like no plur or anything. You know what I mean? Like people just grab you or something, for example.
Oh
How
no,
about
I
for you
feel like
guys?
that doesn't really happen in Vancouver. Um, yeah, I don't think it happens in Vancouver. At least not at the clubs I've been to.
Mm.
But I only like go to like those specific clubs. So maybe a different club would be different.
Yeah.
Um, everyone sticks within their own group usually, unless you know someone from another group, then it'd be a bigger group.
Oh
But I
yeah,
don't think
okay.
I've seen like people go up to like other people like that.
And speaking of like clubs and raving, would you say you're more social in those type of scenes?
Yes, but it also depends how under the influence I am.
Like meeting new people wise.
Yeah, so I feel like I would definitely be like more like open to say hi and stuff, but I still like to
Okay.
keep within my group just because
Yeah.
when you're under the influence, it's easier to say hi, but I also just don't want a lot of people seeing me like that kind of thing. Yeah.
You're just gonna vibe within the group.
Yeah, I've been
Okay,
in the
okay.
group.
What's the timeline looking like for you when it comes to raving? Any thoughts about that?
Slowing down for sure.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. This EDC is going to be my only EDC. It's very expensive.
It's your first one?
It's my first one,
Nice.
and it's gonna be my only one.
Huh?
Um, and I just don't very much have an interest in going to a lot more events. I feel like I've seen most of the DJs I want to see live already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you decide to go to this EDC specifically?
Um, just a group of people. And then just because I was like I have to be committed starting last year when I bought the tickets.
Yeah.
Because every year I wanted to go, I was like so wishy-washy about it and then just wasn't sure where I would be financially.
Hmm.
So I always ended up like not going or something happened and I couldn't go.
Did you buy VIP?
No, I bought GA. VIP would have been so much for me. The
Oh, so
conversion rate.
you're one of the few in the group. Okay, that has
Yeah.
GA.
Yeah. That's
Thoughts
me.
thoughts about the lineup.
Um, it's good. I think for me, could be a better hardstyle lineup. The
Uh-huh.
hardstyle lineup last year was so good.
Who is it missing, like in your opinion? Like Darren
Uh,
Styles?
Darren Styles, Kuhn, DJ Isaac, um, Headhunters would have been so good. I think
Okay, so those are just like a few.
Yeah,
Because I
few,
don't
yeah.
really know hardstyle DJs like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's some like good hardstyle DJs on the current lineup, but
Mm.
I would switch a few of them out. I'm not gonna say who, but
Yeah. Do you have any priorities like of which DJs you want to see for this EDC? Because like I'm wondering what your plan is while you're at EDC. Because you haven't
um,
been there. I don't know if it's gonna be like overwhelming or if you have like a set plan.
right now I don't have a set plan.
Yeah.
I know me and Will really want to go see the Tukas because he hasn't seen them before, and I told him they're really good.
Is that hardstyle too?
It is hardstyle. So all the hardstyle DJs that I would want to see at EDC, I've already seen them live.
Mm.
So if I did miss them, it wouldn't be a big big deal.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely want to go to Garrix's stage.
Mm, okay.
Um,
Works.
Millennium. I think most of what our group would probably want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like realistically at EDC, even with a big group, there's a high probability like everyone's gonna split off and do stuff like that. See
Yeah.
whoever they want. Like, what do you think you would do?
Um, I think it depends on which DJs, because if it's a very
Like
basic techno
conflicts?
DJ,
Okay.
yeah, conflicts, I would go to what I would want to see. Unless there's someone that Cozy really wants to see.
Who
Yeah.
do you want to see, Cozy?
Yeah, Cozy who wants to see.
Do you think you like? How do you think you're gonna be feeling throughout all 3 days? Like,
I don't know if
do you
my body
think?
can take
Yeah, I
it.
know, right? Do you feel like you would be down to go early and then leave at the very end, or what? Because it
I
is
think
lengthy.
definitely for one day I want to do that. But I don't know if I can take all 3 days.
Uh-huh.
I think it would just have I would have to depend on the day.
Got it. Just
Yeah.
gotta train for it, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, how's the gym progress been?
I haven't been in so long. After I came back from LA, I haven't
Huh.
gone because I started picking up more shifts.
Yeah, plus with 3 jobs.
Yeah, so it's been very hard finding time. But I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start again.
All
I just
right.
got lifting straps
Yeah.
finally, so I'm excited.
Actually crazy that EDC is already in like a little over 2 months,
Yeah,
right? So that should be fun. Plus, you recently just went to an event this past weekend, right?
I did.
So can you talk about what that was like? Because I still haven't talked to them, so I don't know what it was like and everything.
um, so I went down to Seattle this weekend to go to BTSM and Skull Machine with Will, Smokes, and Ali.
Wait,
We went.
Leslie?
Yeah, Leslie.
Okay.
We went as an early birthday thing for Will because he really wanted to go.
Hmm.
And I'm not a bass head or a bass enjoyer that much, so I don't go out of my way to listen to those artists.
Yeah.
But for me, I went down because Will's my best friend,
Hmm.
and the event was it wasn't bad. They definitely threw down.
Okay.
I thought the openers were very mid.
Okay. Honest.
Yeah, did not have any ounce of fun or energy during the opener sets, in my opinion.
Hmm.
And then the crowd was a little whack.
Like, what do you
Like
mean whack?
like there were actual children, like little kids, like
Oh,
little
okay, okay,
literal
okay.
children. Um, there. So it was
Yikes.
yeah,
All
like
ages
I'm
event.
talking an 8-year-old kid who was wearing a tutu.
Yeah, so damn,
Yeah,
that's
so that's
tough.
why it was like yeah. But other than that, yeah, I had a lot of fun just hanging out with Smokes, Ali, and Welbo.
So was it like super crowded?
Um, Not really. The venue was big, or it had enough space for everyone.
Oh, okay.
So no one was like really like shoving you, or you're not like packed like sardines.
Hmm.
But yeah,
And was it like one of those events that ended like at 12?
yeah.
Did it feel
So
like a long event to you?
no, so it started at 7 on
Mhm.
both days.
Yeah.
Ended at 12 both days. The first day we got in around 7:15, 7:30, and then
Okay.
we
Pretty
stood in the
early.
merch line for like an hour.
Oh damn! So you guys all got something though.
I didn't get anything, but the other 3 did. And then the second day we went in late. We went in at like 9:30 because we didn't want to see the openers again. So it
Huh.
felt very short on both days. Yeah.
Oh. What was the best set? Was it like the main one on day two?
Yeah, Skull Machine was so good. Even I enjoyed it.
Did you like their sets, individual sets, like on day one though, like Kaiwachi's and BTSM's?
Kaiwachi's was good, yeah.
Okay. Dang. Anything interesting happened throughout that whole like little vacation?
Um, no, we were just talking.
Mm.
Um, we got Kaiwachi's signature on the merches,
Oh,
and
nice.
Will got all 3 of their signatures.
How did you do
And then
that? You just
uh
like found them?
no, so they came down to the stage down the stage after the event was over and just signed a bunch of people's stuff.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. Dang, so that must have been a very eventful little weekend.
Yeah. We ate a lot, got high a lot. We dyed Will's hair.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you guys meet new people there too?
I didn't.
Uh-huh.
The boys went into the crowd day 2, and then it was just me
Oh.
and Leslie hanging back.
Uh-huh.
And I think they said like everyone was handing stuff out to Will because we bought him a happy birthday crown. So everyone just
Whoa.
kept giving him shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that crown on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay. So then you just had that. EDC is what you're looking forward to. No other events lined up other than that EDC?
EDC for sure. My friends want me to go to some events in Vancouver, but I don't know yet. Trying to save money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Plus you're kind of tired of Vancouver
Yeah,
events
I'm
like you
tired
said,
all the
right?
time. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And then you also had your birthday event at
Yes.
Trilogy. I don't think I really talked to you about it
No.
specifically. How did you enjoy your trip? Because I remember, like, I vlogged, right? So
Yeah.
saw when you got the
It was
Kermit.
good.
I saw when you got White Girl Wasted, mimosas and stuff. You even
Um
said it on the vlog. But
yeah,
how did you
I
actually feel that day during Trilogy?
it was very good. I had a lot of fun even though I got beef with mimosas now.
Uh huh. Damn
Um
mimosas.
I think a lot of core memories were made, and then yeah, it was very fun. We did like wholesome things on the Saturday night when you guys were at day 2,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the Sunday was very wholesome as well besides the rain
Oh,
when we went
storm.
KBBQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Dang.
it was very fun. I wish it was longer, and then I wish we got to hang out in a bigger group with everyone more. But yeah, everyone was like either flying out or like going to day 2, so it was just like our group
Yeah.
was kind of split up. Yeah.
Dang. Cozy said y'all went through Barfamania on Millennium Day because of the mimosas.
The mimosas. I got beef with the mimosas now. I got white girl wasted.
Did you like the fact that we were seated? Are you cool with that?
Yeah. Um I like the option of getting to sit down or getting to go into the crowd, but I enjoyed the seats. I feel like my back is broken and I'm like a 90-year-old woman.
Uh
So
huh.
I don't like standing for too long because then my lower back hurts. I tend to like lean backwards when I'm standing at raves,
Uh-huh.
so it hurts my heels and my lower back. But when we're sitting, it's nice because no one's obstructing your view.
Yeah.
No
All
one
right.
like double your sides walks in front of you and just stands there.
Real.
Yeah,
All right, funny question. Who was the most fun at Trilogy, would you say?
fun.
Yeah. Let's do one fun or and slash or fucked up.
Oh, the one who wouldn't stop yapping. He wasn't fun. It was funny to look at him, except for when he was yapping in your face. Jetty was also very fun, I
Hey,
think.
who are you talking about?
Santi was yapping.
He was yapping in your face too.
Yeah.
I didn't know
He's
that.
like, come on, it's your birthday, you gotta get up. And I was just like, bro, everyone has a story. But
Wait,
yeah,
how'd you get him to stop then? What the heck?
dude, I think Cozy pushed him away or something.
Oh.
But Jetty was having fun.
Uh-huh.
I was tripping out.
Said thank you, Cozy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wrapping things up real soon. Do you feel like there's a specific topic or anything that you wanted to talk about or address?
Um,
Anything that comes to mind. And it's okay if there's nothing.
are you gonna let me woman you at
What
EDC?
the fuck? That is so random. Why are you asking that?
No, because remember for Slander when we were driving down to LA from NorCal?
With
We
Leslie?
said, yeah, with Leslie and Ali.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about that in the car, remember?
Okay, I remember. We vlogged and everything too.
Yeah. So would you let me do that at
That's so
EDC?
funny. We'll see. We'll see if you remember or whatever happens. Anything can happen. I might rather have you do it than Santi, no offense, but we'll see. I'm just kidding, Santi. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
anything else?
I don't know. Chat, do you guys have anything you think I should ask Wilson?
Or talk about. Like it could be
Or talk
anything.
about, yeah.
Yeah, Santi has questions. While he comes up with questions too, I usually ask everyone this. What was your honest first impression of me and what is your current impression of me now? It could be bad.
Oh,
I don't like
no.
whatever.
Your very first one, I think, was this guy is very nice. Um, like so very respectful, like so welcoming. And then I think meeting you now, you're still very nice, but once you get closer, you're not afraid to flame your friends.
Oh.
Yeah, and stuff like that.
I've never flamed you though, right?
No, not me. What about me? What are your first thoughts and current thoughts?
um let's see. Dang, first impressions. I do recall like when we first met and everything, like I knew of you, but it took a while before like we actually started talking. You
Yeah,
know? Like you would talk to mutuals and everything.
yeah,
So that's what happened at first. Um I just like knew about you. I wouldn't say I had like any specific impressions. It was more like, oh, she's pretty chill to like be friends with like mutual friends. I did think you were pretty shy, like first meeting, which is understandable.
yeah.
And I do recall like back then you were I think it's like when you used to talk to like Roger and I guess Chill. Remember that?
It was just Roger. You can talk to Chill, not me.
No, I know, but like I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
like hearing of your name and like talking
yeah,
about you
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. And then current impression is I would say you're way more lively and comfortable now. You're
Yeah.
actually funny, you're right. In very different ways.
Yeah.
Honestly, especially when you're lit, okay? I'm just gonna put that out there. And that
Dude.
oh my god, that's perfect. That it's a great segue because I totally almost forgot to ask you about your podcast.
Okay. My podcast, guys, I guess I'll say it here.
Yes. Podcast
A
idea.
podcast is coming out, and it's gonna be with Leslie and Ali as my co-hosts, and it's gonna be called Hi Guys. And we're all gonna be a little bit high, including our guest, and we'll just talk about anything and everything. It's a podcast. Hi guys. And the reason for the name is because whenever I'm high, I text the group chat, "Hi guys," and then we'll wait, and then it'll be, "I'm high." That's the name.
Katie, thanks for being here. What's up? And Cozy's asking why not hi girls?
Because I say "Hi guys" in the text messages. Or,
Okay,
"Hey
there you go.
guys." Yeah.
Alright, what's the planning phase like actually? Like realistically, when do you think you'll actually have the podcast? Because you're busy.
I think, yeah, right now it's just figuring out my set schedule with all three of my jobs. Because right now I'm just on call at the restaurant.
Mhm.
So it's just whenever they need me, I'm there. But right now it's been a little bit more consistent.
Yeah.
And then it's also finding a night where Leslie won't be on call. Because if she's on call, she obviously
So
can't
dip.
participate in the real version or the what we see in the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what it is right now. Hopefully within the next month.
Uh-huh.
And then it's just also me getting over my anxiety of returning to stream again.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys talked about who would be streaming it and stuff? Or would everyone just like kind of hop on? Like you and Ali, for
Um
example, your own streams.
yeah, we haven't really discussed that yet. Another thing is Ali also works on different days each week, so
Yeah.
it's like all planning around that. But it's either gonna be like on just one channel or me and Ali are both gonna stream, and it's just gonna be like us three and then the guests in a Discord call.
Okay, realistically, do you think you would find like a lot of guests who are willing to go on a podcast while being high?
Yeah, I feel like I can find people.
Huh?
I feel like our friend group, a lot of people like weed.
That's one thing, but like to be on camera in the podcast, so that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I
Who
feel
you
like
get on.
we'd be able to convince them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. All right. Did you guys have any last minute questions or anything? I saw your previous messages. Freaking cozy. Wait, what's the infamous clip, by the way?
There, someone banned Santi right now.
Wait, what?
Take his mod sword away. Take his mod sword away. There's no infamous clip.
Oh.
There is no infamous clip. Santi.
Wait, he just posted it.
No, he didn't. How do I delete this? How do I delete this as a mod?
Keep it as okay. Don't worry, I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna
no.
I'm not gonna click
No,
it or anything,
don't
but
watch
like
it. Don't watch it.
yeah.
Don't watch it. How do I
Okay.
delete this? Can I not delete other mods' messages?
I could time him out, but then I think that would delete it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, vanish. Delete me. Okay. I got you. Did it work?
Santi's such a hater. He fucking posts that shit everywhere we go.
Okay, there you go.
That clip was a clip that Santi asked me to fucking do one time. I think that was during the 12-hour stream.
Like while you were drinking and stuff too?
No, this was before we were drinking.
Oh.
I think it was that stream, but like I just like looked like a Kevin Newton apparently that day. And that's like when the whole like keep it a secret thing was like going around. So I did it. The
Uh-huh.
motherfucker clipped it.
Oh, okay. So like Kevin Nguyen.
Yeah. That's you know how my air freshener says Joseph Nguyen? That's where it came from.
Oh, yeah. And you had two, right? Like the backside, or
Yeah, the other one's Juan Dizzles.
yes. So you guys got those? Sick. I
Those
still
were
have mine.
limited edition, limited time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Cerulean, thank you for the follows. Welcome in. Appreciate you for that. Triple platinum because of him. All right. Any other last minute questions from you guys? Okay, I actually thought of another one,
Okay.
right? Because of what we just talked about. And do people ever call you an ABG?
Yes, but I don't think I'm one. I feel like I just look like one, but like personality wise and everything, I'm not. And it also gets me very irritated when people call me an ABG just because like I know the history
Mm-hmm.
of like the actual ABG culture and everything, and I don't think that's me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like I shouldn't be called it because I don't represent that. Because real ABGs from back in the day, they were so badass, and I couldn't even be them if I wanted to. So,
And then Cozy out here is just constantly calling you that.
yeah,
Oh
that's
my
so annoying.
god, Cozy.
I actually get so annoyed when he calls me that.
Damn it. Man's pushing. Um, what's your favorite restaurant in Van?
Nampen.
Oh, I actually had that once. It was
That's my
fire.
all-time favorite restaurant.
They're still open though, right? I remember they
They're still
closed for a little
open.
bit. Okay.
They're still open. They're still family run. Still my favorite restaurant in all of Vancouver.
Hmm.
So good, so good.
Dang.
Um, yeah, and then I feel like just our like local sushi spots are good. Sushi is so good here because
Yeah,
our
the
fish is
butter
so fresh.
beef.
Yeah, so good, right, guys? The ones who know. Every time like someone from anywhere visits, I always tell them to go there.
Mhm.
Or like if we go for lunch, I'll be like, "Let's go here." That's where I took Senpai, Andy, and his girlfriend when they came visit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm glad Andy got to try that then. All right. So
yeah,
then, I think that's actually a good question because I've been to Van and then I've only tried like a limited number of things.
yeah. When you
But
coming back?
that's a good question. We'll see. We'll see. You've always been coming down, but
Yeah,
it's
dude.
also
When
because
are you guys
there's a lot of
coming?
people down here. That's why.
Dude, when are you guys coming up? My pockets are dry.
We'll figure something out. Right, guys? Everyone. RJ, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Thank you. When am I able to meet you? Okay, when you come down, or I guess when I come up, honestly. But it has to be. It has to be one of those. EDC, EDC. Appreciate you, RJ, for the raid. Thank you. Welcome in, Raiders. For Van, aside from food spots, what's like the number one hotspot you would take someone like when they visit?
Um, Back then it would have been E Spot.
The what?
E
Oh,
Spot.
oh, okay, E Spot.
Yeah, you've been there, right?
Is that like the arcade thing?
Yeah. It'd be like it's the equivalent of your guys' round one, I think,
Yeah.
but nope, not a lot of plushie options. Not as big.
Hmm.
Very Asiafied. Like you can play mahjong there. So I think esports back in the day. Nowadays, I don't know. I don't even go out that much myself anymore.
Yeah. You guys also have a place that kind of looks like Dave and Buster's. You know what that is?
Oh, yeah, Rec Room.
There you go. There
Yeah,
you
Rec
go.
Room. I think yeah, I would just take people to food spots here. I think we have pretty good Asian food,
Hmm.
pretty good restaurants. We have really good desserts here. That's what we have.
Yeah. You guys are known for like Bingsu, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of bingsu places. Honestly, there's not a lot to do unless like I know my friends are into like snowboarding and stuff like that. If they come in the winter,
Hmm.
in the summer it would be like hiking. We have really nice hiking spots.
Oh yeah, because you
Big
have that
views.
big park too, right?
Yeah, that'd be it. That'd be it. Vancouver's boring.
Okay, it's probably because you've been there like your whole life. I get it.
Yeah.
I feel like anyone would like say that about their own city and stuff, even if it's like a big city, like LA, SF, SJ. Yeah. All right. You think we're good there? Was there anything else that you would like to talk about? Maybe specific topics or other questions that you might have, Joey?
Um. No, just let me woman you.
That's so funny that that's the question that you have.
Just
Okay.
woman you.
Yeah, a little over 2 months. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be
Are you
vlogging and
excited?
everything. Oh hell yeah, I'm excited for EDC. Third time's a charm. It's always fun with like when there's new people that haven't been to EDC. Plus we have a huge group. We got everything set, looks like.
Yeah. I do have another question for you. This
Okay.
one's also EDC related. Would
Okay.
you be down to go as the characters of Shrek for one of the days?
Like you mean like dress up like them?
Yeah, or like just like resemblance, like Shrek themed, like
Oh
could be
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
gingerbread man or like the three blind mice, you know?
Yeah, like it depends on like what the fits will actually look like cuz I definitely want to dress comfortably. So yeah, I'd
Yeah.
be open-minded to it.
Yeah. So like we wouldn't be like putting on like big green ears and shit like that, but like just oh, you can obviously tell there's a theme with them kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Update me about that. I think I'd be down for sure. Especially if
Slay.
I see what you guys present. Was this at your idea?
Um Originally Leslie wanted to do like the aliens from Toy Story, but I thought it'd be so funny if we did like Shrek because
Okay.
there's like more variety.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Arthur Pendragon. Irene, hello, welcome in. Appreciate you. RJ, thank you for the streaks, by the way. Santi, that's so crazy to say bring out Horse and Chang. Holy. That's so crazy
Horse
nickname.
and Chang. Oh my god.
Wait, no, don't think about that. Relax.
I'm gonna think about that now.
Yeah, it's gonna be one for the books, this EDC. This is like the best lineup that I've seen at EDC. At least for me, since I've been.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
it's a good lineup. I'm not gonna complain about it too much.
For the vibes, the people too, right?
Yeah.
All right. Before I let you go, what are you gonna do for the rest of the night? What do you have planned?
Um I gotta shower and make my lunch for work tomorrow.
Mhm.
And I might get a little more high, spend some time with Cozy Woozy, and go to sleep. I sleep early now, guys. That's why I'm never on Twitch anymore. I'm in bed
Uh,
by like 10:30.
and speaking of Twitch, when's the next possible stream? Any idea?
Um, Hopefully soon. I do miss streaming,
Yeah.
but I think because like I keep taking such long breaks, it gives me kind of an anxiety
Mm.
streaming again because it's always all like that fear of oh my god, what if no one tunes in kind of thing.
No,
Yeah,
that's I get it. I get it. But I feel like at this point, like at least one person always will for us, so that's
yeah.
awesome. Okay, cool. I'll wrap this up for the YouTube segment and for the VOD, and then I'll let you go. Sounds good?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, that's a wrap for this episode of Chat with Wilson, episode 9, featuring our special guest, Joey, aka J Dizzles. Joey, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you for hopping on finally. Finally got to this
I
point.
know. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Do you have any last few words for everyone watching?
um, Remember to slay the day, guys, from Miss Slay herself. Um, and I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for having me. I'm sorry if I was a little bit boring or if I was trauma dumping a little,
No, no,
but
no, no, no.
it was
You're
fun.
great. No, it was fun. I always enjoy listening and like learning about my friends. So seriously, thank you. Guys,
Yeah.
make sure to follow Joey on Twitch. So whenever she does go live, you guys could catch her. Exclamation guest. There's a link there. And for those who are watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and please do subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Also, shout outs to the live viewers in chat on Twitch right now for making the chat lively and just to like share your input. I really do appreciate it. And
I thought he's saying his therapist knows my name.
Okay, but that's a wrap for this one. Stay tuned for the next episode. It is coming sooner than you would expect. This will also be on YouTube within the next 2 days, so be on the lookout for that. All right, appreciate you. Peace.